Morning everyone, and welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. Welcome if you've just joined us from our Facebook page. If you don't follow us on Facebook, we have daily Facebook Lives around 11:30 a.m. Eastern on weekdays, and we have all sorts of stamping tips, coupon codes, all sorts of fun stuff over there. So you can follow us, facebook.com/hedgehoghollow inc if you're not already over there. So today's YouTube live, if you didn't see the description, is all about my favourite adhesives. Now this is something you have all asked me for, and so I was happy to oblige. I have this tray, which I'm going to go through in a minute, that is in my top drawer, so it fits in the Alex drawers in the thin ones, the medium-sized ones I should say. So I have the two stacks next to my desk if you've seen my stump room tour, and this slides in and out really easily. It also fits in the Rascal carts or the Target carts, however you want them as well. Plus I have my amazing assistant here who is now on vacation from school. We picked her up about 10 minutes ago, and she'll be here for the next 82 days to do Facebook Lives, to do YouTube Lives, and also some blog posts for you as well. Plus she's taking on a summer sewing project and her own blog, so there's lots and lots of content that Maddie will have for you too. Ago. There you go, 14 minutes. 14. So thank you so much for joining us here today. If you enjoyed this video, please do give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel Hedgehog Hollow on YouTube. So just youtube.com/Hedgehog Hollow, nice and easy to find us. So I'm now going to do a top down on my desk, and we're going to go through my favourite adhesives. If you're watching this pre-recorded or after the live, then down below there'll be an arrow somewhere around here, and that gives you the description of the video, and in there is a link blog post where I've linked up this whole tray. I've got a photograph of it if you want to refer back to it, and all the details of course are in there as well. So I'm going to just move this out, and then we can go like this and flip the camera over so that you can see onto my desk. So this tray is amazing. I'll move my coffee out the way because you don't want to see that. So this is my adhesives tray, and it works really well for me. It's something I've had now for quite some time, ever since we moved in this house, so a good 6 months, and it's worked for me really, really well. Now, the great thing about this particular tray, which again I have linked up for you, is all my tape runners and my small tapes fit in here perfectly with a little bit of wiggle room, and they all just stand in here nicely, so they're really easy to grab as well, which is great. And the other thing that it has is it fits my Eclipse tape, my tape runners, and all my adhesives in here as well. So let's get started on going through some of my favourites. So I have this pink electrical tape. I bought it purely because it's pink, and occasionally I do use it in its proper form for cables and things. But it's great if I want to stick a piece of paper down on my desktop, if I want to stick some dies together because I want to die cut them a few times over, things like that. This is really great for it. It's nice and strong. It will tear your paper if you put it on paper, so don't unless it's scrap paper. But if I'm using maybe some of the Stampin' Up grid sheets, then yes, I put it down on my work surface with this. I also tape out when I'm filming a nice tape area so I know what's in the frame and what isn't in the frame. So that's what I use that for. I have my micropore tape, which is a bit like washi tape. It's a medical based tape, and it's great again for sticking dies, just sticking stuff down, all sorts of things like that. And it's great just like a washi tape, but it's much, much cheaper. This is probably the tape I use the most though. This is Post-it tape. So this is just like a Post-it note. It's paper based, comes on this dispenser, it comes in lots of funky colours. And it's sticky all over. So this tape back is just like a Post-it note. So you can use it like a mask. So maybe if you're masking a sentiment or something, or if you want to mask a nice strip, then this works perfectly because it's perfectly straight. But really I tend to use it when I want to position a die. So I do have the magnetic base plate, but I find that it scooches around on me a little too much. So I like this Post-it tape. So when I want to position a die in a certain place, I just tear off a little bit like that. I can stick it on my paper with my dies, and it's not going to leave any residue because it's just like a Post-it note. Thank you, assistant. Now the other thing I have here is my vellum glue runner. This is absolutely fantastic. If you're working with window sheets or with vellum, this will not show. It is a little bit pricey, so I only use it for those two things, but it works brilliantly. You can refill it in here. You can just pop in a new refill. But if you're looking for something that will not show under your vellum, of course still use it sparingly because vellum by its nature is quite see-through. but this is the best thing I have found for that. So again, that's all linked up for you. Then also I have my temporary adhesive. So this is when I maybe want to stick something down in my MISTI. You've seen me do that with the turnabout stamps, or if I want to stick something down to see how it goes. You can also use it for some great matting. These are great repositionable dots for all sorts of things, and they don't leave a particular residue, and I can use my eraser, which is here, or my sand eraser, which I'll come to in a minute as well, to remove them. Then my favorite go-to tape runner is my funky Tonic tape runner. These are about $2–3 each. They're absolutely amazing value. You can refill them, but I tend to just rebuy because it's not a huge amount of difference to do that. Maddie, stop that please. So these are great. It works really well. It comes off nicely. You don't seem to get any thick, thin bits. It gives you a nice, even tape run and really great value as well. So again, all linked up for you in that blog post at the bottom. Now, this is something that's fairly new to me. This is masking tape that I got in on Amazon. I saw it in Hobby Lobby, but I'd already used my coupon, and it's what they use for models, and it's great. It's a really nice low tack, but it's still nice and strong. So when I'm doing a card that I know I really can't afford to tear because I'm maybe on the last piece, or I want to stick it down, then this is what I use. It's a paper-based masking, and it is really, really nice. It feels like a post-it type of sticky. And it's really nice. You can get it also in different thicknesses. It goes down to about 1/4, maybe even 1/16 of an inch thickness. All sorts of things like that. Now, these two ones at the back here, normally this all lays down, but I've stood it up for a nice photo and for the ease of being able to do this. This is amazing. This changed my wrapping life. I love to wrap pretty presents, and this was amazing. This is pre-cut Scotch tape that you can refill over and over, and this sucker actually does suck to your table. So you can see there, it's actually, I'm pulling at it pretty hard and I can't pull it up. You more need to slide it off the edge, and then the pre-cut pieces come up. Still use them also for card making and things, and it's just one of those tools I keep close at hand. There's also one that goes on your wrist that works really well as well. Now, another thing I like are the two Nuvo glues. So the Nuvo Deluxe adhesive has taken over where I used to always have the Stampin' Up! Green Tombow. Again, this is fairly inexpensive but works really, really well. It's a deluxe drying craft glue, and it dries clear, so you can use it like a glossy accents, you can use it just as an adhesive, and it is super, super strong. Plus they do it in these glue pen formats. Now I have the fine glue pen, again all linked up for you, and this works really well, particularly when I am doing things like if I put a fabulous or a hello across the front of my card. I can do this on the back. I can just draw on the appropriate place, stick it on, and it sticks down perfectly, really strong. I've never been a fan of glue pens until I tried out this one. So that's a top recommendation in there. Plus I have my roll of Eclipse tape. I have had this roll for over 10 years and it is still going strong. This is like a big roll of post-it notes, and when I am doing masks and things, you'll have seen me use this in videos, and I can put it through my scan and cut. It scan and cuts really well to make my masks. Now I also keep some of these to hand. These are the Fineline applicators that you use for masking fluid, but this one is out, which to put some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive into, and then what it does is it turns itself into a Fineline glue. When I have maybe something small, if I'm using sequins or something and I don't want to use a glue dot, I can use this one. So that just goes in there, and then you have this really nice fine tip. This is a much better way of doing it. Find your favorite adhesive and then put it into one of these applicators, rather than buying the glues that specifically come in these applicators, because they're not always the glue that you want to be using. Now the other things I keep in here are full stick post-it notes. Again, they're great just to use as stickies, like a removable tape. They're great to use for masks. If maybe I want to punch out a shape and mask that, these are also great in there too. And these go really nicely through the Stampin' Up! Punches that I've still got lots and lots of. Now the other things I keep in here are my glue dots, which you'll have seen me use lots for sequins. My favorite purple painter's tape. This is a low tack painter's tape. It's great for watercoloring. It'll stand out to anything you pretty much throw at it, including if you want to heat things quite substantially as well. And then I have my favourite tear tapes. These are Elizabeth Craft Design tear tapes. They're super strong. They work really well if you want to use glitters and things like that as well. They tell me you can also use it for foiling. I haven't tried that out yet, but I will be, and I will report back to you on how that goes. But if you are going to invest in a tear tape, invest in one that's really strong. This has replaced the old red super sticky tape that I used to use. I use this whether it's paper, cardstock, chipboard, leather, fabric, anything. All get stuck with this. And the same with their double-sided adhesives. You can buy any size sheets you want. I have some bigger sheets in the drawer as well. And again, you can cut out your hellos, your fabulous, and then you can glitter them up, or you can just stick them down nice and easily with sticky all over. Now, the only other thing I wanted to mention to you about adhesives is my sand eraser, which has gone into this cupboard here. So this is my sand eraser from Tombow. You'll have seen me rave about this before. I've linked them up on Amazon because they're really inexpensive to invest in, but you will use it all the time. You can get rid of ink smudges, you can get rid of glue residue, you can get rid of any kinds of little marks, or maybe you lifted up some tape and little bits left over. You can also use this, and these two make a perfect partner. If you have these two rubbers or erasers in your craft room, you will be able to remove anything you like. So that is my adhesives drawer. I hope you found this useful. As I say, down in, I'm trying to see, this corner here, there'll be a little arrow and you can click that for a description. That'll be up in about 5 minutes time, and that'll have everything linked up, all the photographs, and this video will be embedded there too, but it's also here on our YouTube channel. So if you enjoyed this, please do give us a thumbs up. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/hedgehoghollow, or just click the subscribe button that's under this video. And then we will be back again on Tuesday, where we're going to be comparing what the difference between all the different heat tools on the market are. So many people say to me, well, which one do I buy? And it really depends what you're going to be using it for. So join us again on Tuesday here on Facebook Live, YouTube Live rather, and we'll tell you all about the different types of heat tools. We'll see you then. Happy stamping. Bye. Bye.